Hey guys, welcome back to News to Astonishment. We discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And I got an article here from Warner Brothers executive mocking Joss Whedon's Justice League reshoots. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, of course, with the whole situation with the reshoots, Zack Snyder originally was planned to direct and shoot the film for Justice League, but due to a personal emergency with the untimely death of his daughter, who was only 20 years old at the time, Zack Snyder had to leave the project and of course let the project be taken over by Joss Whedon to direct. Now this was very shocking for all of us when we found out what had happened to Zack Snyder's daughter, and it was very, very sad for all of us really. But the end result of Justice League was a huge mess. Now Joss Whedon took over this film and basically reshoot the majority of the films, and the reshoots are quite apparent, being that even Henry Cavill's scenes, you can tell which scenes belong to Zack Snyder's and which didn't. If you all didn't know, Henry Cavill at the time was already done filming this movie when it was announced that Joss Whedon would take over the film, and he wanted to do some reshoots himself, causing Henry Cavill to actually go back into the Superman tights and film the scene with his mustache. He wasn't allowed to shave his mustache at the time because while he was filming Mission Impossible, he was required to have facial hair. He infamously had the mustache removed with a little bit of CGI work, which came out to be horrendous and just completely inexcusable as to how it came out so bad. And there were a lot of memes about it. It was horrible. It's been made fun of. It's been poked fun at. And it was just ridiculous. Like, the end result was terrible. So anyways, guys, welcome back to News to the Science. We discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And if you guys are new to this channel, please be sure to click on subscribe. Of course, like the video as always, and comment down below once you're done watching the video. And check out my videos too when you get a chance, when you're done watching this video, where you can get the latest in comic book related content such as Marvel movies, DC, a little bit here and there DC, but mostly Marvel. And lastly, join my Discord, which the invitation link to that is down in the description box below. My Discord is filled with channels for everybody to talk about, whether it be comics, memes, discussions, spoilers, you name it, it's all there. Go ahead and join the rest of the family where everybody will welcome you there with wide open arms. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the article. So again, Warner Brothers executives have mocked Joss Whedon's Justice League reshoots. It's easy to forget that Joss Whedon was brought in to save Justice League following Zack Snyder's departure to handle family tragedy. And I gotta be honest with you, I was actually much looking forward to Joss Whedon's version of Justice League rather than Zack Snyder at the time that it was announced. Only because Joss Whedon was very familiar with superhero movies. He did a little small movie called The Avengers, and it was pretty cool. So I kind of figured, you know what, here's a guy that knows what he's doing, so I'm sure everything will be alright. However, the film's lukewarm, critical, and popular reaction eventually led to Snyder's second chance with the film, and the fallout has also included Ray Fisher's accusations against Whedon, which in turn opened the floodgates from actresses who had worked with Whedon before. Now, a new story in Vanity Fair is throwing further shade on Whedon, so according to the report, there is like this anonymous Warner Brothers executive who basically just didn't hold back, no filter. We're talking he went hardcore and just criticized the living crap out of it, like to the point where he just wanted to mock it. And basically he didn't hold back on his opinion about Whedon's cut of this film. So he states, and I quote, "When we got to see what Joss Whedon actually did, it was very stupefying," said the unnamed executive. So the robber on the rooftop, so goofy and awful. And then the Russian family, so useless and pointless. Everyone knew it. It was so awkward because nobody wanted to admit what a piece of crap it was. And that's just putting it lightly, by the way. I'm just being kind. I don't want to curse in this video. Additionally, Deborah Snyder and Christopher Nolan made a point of telling Zack Snyder to not watch Whedon's take of the movie. So they came in and just said, "You can never see that movie," recalled Snyder. Honestly, I thought it would have broken Zack Snyder's heart if he had saw that movie. So within Vanity's Fair extensive profiles, Snyder recounts some of the battles he fought and lost with the studio. One of the major changes involved a romance between Batman Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane. The intention was that Bruce fell in love with Lois and then realized that the only way to save the world was to bring Superman back to life, said Snyder. So he had this insane conflict because of Lois, of course, was still in love with Superman. We had this beautiful speech where Bruce said to Alfred, "I never had a life outside of this cave. I never imagined a world for me beyond this, but this woman makes me think of that. If I can get this group of gods together, then my job is done. I can quit. I can stop." And of course, that doesn't work out for him. So Zack Snyder's Justice League will hit HBO Max on March 18th. So you let me know, what are your thoughts on Joss Whedon's Justice League cut? Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. But we already know what we all feel about Joss Whedon's cut honestly, to me, if you were to tell me that this movie is actually kind of cohesive, or at least a decent film, I'd pretty much disagree with you. I don't think it's a cohesive movie. It's kind of messy. It's very apparent of where the reshoots take place, basically, and what parts of the movie the reshoots take place. It's sloppy. There's some awkward moments, and the vibe, and I guess you can say the mood of the movie, like it doesn't fit like the tone of the movie. It's thrown off with like the Flash being snarky and silly, with like a little bit of comedic tones thrown in here and there, when really we were expecting an entirely different tone. So it's not really a cohesive movie when there's a lot of things just going around. It's just all over the place. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't really, the narrative does not make sense to me, in my opinion. And I think I speak for the majority when I say this. This movie did not fare well. It didn't do well. It got nothing but mixed to negative reviews. And I think the vast majority of people who watched this cut of the movie in theaters didn't like the movie at all. I mean, we have not heard about a sequel about Justice League. And on top of that, again, if you were to tell me that this movie is a cohesive film, then why are we getting the Snyder Cut version? If it was a perfectly fine film and it was just fine, we wouldn't be going through this. We wouldn't be getting the Snyder Cut, because to me, it sounds like Zack Snyder went in on this and go like, all right, time to fix this. I'm going to do right by the fans, and I want the fans to see the movie and the message, pretty much the narrative that I'm trying to create and trying to give to the fans. This wouldn't be the case if it wasn't for Joss Whedon's version and take, of this film. And we have another article here from IndieWire talking about these events, talking about how trash the Justice League movie was under Joss Whedon's guidance. And before Zack Snyder walked away from Justice League, just letting you know, the director was forced to battle Warner Brothers for creative control of the project. The studio dispatched DC Entertainment creative chief Jeff Johns and Warner Brothers co-production head John Berg to the production, where one of them would need to be on set every day monitoring Snyder and making sure the film wasn't becoming too dark for Warner Brothers' liking. So you could say babysit, Snyder said to Vanity Fair about Johns and Berg's role in the film. It didn't bother me too much because they weren't that threatening. I just felt the ideas that they did have, where they were trying to inject humor and stuff like that, it wasn't anything that was too outrageous. The studio was also forced Snyder to cut out certain plot threads, including a proposed romance between Ben Affleck's Batman and Amy Adams' Lois Lane. And I already mentioned this before, and it forbid him to make a version of the movie longer than 2 hours. I think the time constraint to make the movie 2 hours only didn't give enough leeway to Zack Snyder's vision, I guess you can say. And I don't know if I was on board with that whole side plot right there of like Ben Affleck's Batman Bruce Wayne having a romance with Amy Adams as Lois Lane. I honestly don't feel like that was probably the best idea. Maybe I would have liked to see like a little competition between Bruce Wayne and, of course, Clark Kent, but nothing more than that. Zack Snyder argued how he was supposed to introduce 6 characters in an alien with a potential world for domination in 2 hours. And then Snyder said, I mean, I can do it, but it can be done, but clearly it was done, but I didn't see it. So to this day, Snyder has never seen Whedon's Justice League cut. Deborah Snyder, his wife, Snyder's producing partner and wife, saw a private screening of the Whedon's cut before the film's release and advised Zack to stay away from Whedon's version. Deborah told Vanity Fair, it's a weird experience. I don't know how many people have that experience. You worked on something for so long and then you leave and then you see what happened to it. Deborah Snyder watched the Whedon's Justice League cut with Christopher Nolan, Warner Brothers' Dark Knight trilogy director, and one of the executive producers of Snyder's DC films. After the screening, Nolan and Deborah went to Zack with a clear message. They came and just said, again, you can never see that movie. Warner Brothers is set to stream the 4-hour Justice League film on HBO Max on March 18th. So you let me know your thoughts once again. If you're excited for Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League, what are you looking forward to the most? Again, this cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be well over 4 hours. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot. And I think this is going to change the Justice League and I guess the DCEU forever. It may open the doors to potential sequels to the Justice League. But aside from that, I'm pretty excited overall. And I'm glad Zack Snyder came back into the fold to give us his vision of Justice League. And on top of that, he didn't even receive a paycheck to do this. So you know that he did this for the fans and that the passion is there and the message is very clear. So I, for one, am excited about Justice League Zack Snyder's cut. And you guys should be as well. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you agree or either disagree with my opinion about Justice League or what I had to say about Justice League, at least Joss Whedon's version, you comment down below, but be sure to be very respectful about it. I appreciate it. And with all that being said, guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.